On the other side of things, Lattimore, number 1. Take a look at our keys to the game. NC Central try to win on the glass and protect the ball. That's what they've done all year. And then South Carolina State get some easy baskets and create second chance opportunities when you can.
Yes, indeed. And I think North Carolina Central realized that South Carolina State's pressure is going to be pretty hot.
No contest on the tip as Derwin Hodge tips it back the wrong way. James Lattimore knocks down a 3 as he jumped a 1 tip from South Carolina State and opens the game with a bit of an unorthodox 3-pointer, but NC Central 3 seconds into the game have 3 points.
He kind of stole the tip there.
He did.
And then went out and hit a 3. Boy, what an auspicious start.
We're going to take a look at the 3 right here for Lattimore. James Morrow hits the ground. A little bit of chaos to open the game as we'll have a stoppage here.
Lattimore, boy, he comes in averaging about almost 18 points per game, so we can expect to see him put him that ball up. South Carolina State got to keep their eyes on and play pressure defense.
We're going to review this one. They'll review the tip, I believe, here as...
Oh, that's what they're looking at.
I would assume so. There's not much to really discern 3 seconds into the game. South Carolina State won the tip. Derwin Hodge flicked it back the right way, and then for NC Central, who didn't even contest it, they come away with the ball, and a 3 for Gage Lattimore. The tallest player in the starting lineup for the Eagles is Kelechi Okorogro, who's only 6'6", so not a big lineup, whereas NC Central is going to be dealing with quite a bit of size on South Carolina State's side of things, with both Derwin Hodge and Cameron Clark in the lineup at 6'10" today. It's not to mention James Morrow at 6'8". So
quick start for North Carolina Central, of course. Gage Lattimore, he's one of the top players.
Gage Lattimore comes into this game the best scorer in the conference. Only 51% of his baskets are assisted. He's creating nearly half on his own. And he's averaging 17.5 points per game. You see the starting 5 for SC State. Tenebe, Clark, Hodge, the front court with Morrow as well, and Johnson in that guard room. Kind of a bigger lineup as James Morrow down low finishes with that right hand right at the rim, 3-2.
Good assist there by Cameron Clark. We talked about his stat line the other night, which is quite impressive.
Lattimore gets it across. Morrow tips it away. Able to take it away are South Carolina State. Here comes Tenebe in transition. He's going to drive on the left over Lattimore. Tries to fight through, can't finish. Rebound Clark, a lot of contact. It's going to tip out. Here come the Eagles in transition. It's Deontay Johnson. He loses it, and that's going to spin out of play to the South Carolina State bench.
A little helter-skelter here for the start of this ball game. Both teams maybe a little nervous.
NC Central's backcourt very small. 6-foot tall Deontay Johnson and 6'2" Gage Lattimore. Kyrick Davis will play the 3. Jae SLACK starting at the 4, and then Kelechi Okorogro at the 5.
And they're without one of the top players in Corey Carvey, who's playing for the first game without him. He's injured, out for the season.
Carvey, one of the best bigs in the conference, gives them size at 6'9", 232. He will not be out there tonight. Here's Tenebe, guarded out on the perimeter by Lattimore. Really good defense by the MEAC's leading scorer. Tenebe with 3 on the clock, lines it up. He missed it. Tipped out, and Kyrick Davis flings it back in to Jaden Johnson, wrong one. And that's going to be the wrong team and a turnover there, but they never really had possession. Johnson gets the double. Cameron Clark thought about the mid-range. Instead, big-to-big passing to Hodge, who is fouled. Couple of NC Central bodies in there. We'll see if they give that foul to Kyrick Davis or potentially Lattimore here.
I think
Davis.
Yeah. Eric Martin likes having Cameron Clark at the top of the circle. He's been very good at dumping that ball into the interior pass to the other big man.
When Clark was out, that role fell to James Morrow. Did a good job, but now they're happy to have their starting big back. Jaden Johnson from 3.
Good start for him. He's been struggling a little bit, as Eric Martin alluded to before their shoot-around. They'd like to see him get off to a quick start.
So South Carolina State off to a 5-3 lead here, as Lattimore and Johnson bring it into the front court for Lavelle Moton's Eagles.
Well, Johnson is a great distributor of the ball, but he's got about 80 assists on the year.
One of the best pure point guards in the conference, maybe the best, as that ball is just straight up stolen away by James Morrow. Johnson loses the handle a little bit as it was poked at by Jae SLACK, but no worse for wear as Johnson brings it into the front court here, guarded by Deontay Johnson. Very interesting matchup to watch. Scoring guard versus distributor. Cameron Clark lines up a deep 2. He's no good. Tenebe fighting for the rebound. It comes out to Johnson. He comes in and steps into a 3, or a mid-range rather. No good. Rebound Hodge. Another one to Morrow, who slams it down.
Wow, Bulldogs are really fighting on the board. That's something that Eric Martin wanted to see, you know, the offensive boards.
James Morrow with the third chance opportunity dunks it home for South Carolina State. NC Central has to work hard to get it into the front court. Deontay Johnson trails. 3-ball short. Rebounded by Hodge.
Good rebound, good strong rebound by Hodge. Jaden Johnson.
Here comes Johnson, thought about it. Finds Clark a good pass, found him at his apex, but he couldn't finish.
I think he just lost control of that ball.
Lattimore lobs it up. It was a little bit of a funky lob, and it is finished eventually as a defender flew by Okorogo for his first basket of the game.
Okorogo. As you said, he's one of the tallest people on the team, and they're
going to have to earn it down low with the size deficiency. Okorogo is shooting a pretty ridiculous 65% at the rim here in the 2026 campaign as Hodge, or Cameron Clark rather,
yep,
not able to finish. And again, you're seeing the size making a big difference as Clark able to get down low and draw a foul. And
yep,
his return is something that Coach Eric Martin is absolutely thrilled about.
He welcomes it, indeed. Of course, you know, inside the Bulldogs with the size advantage, I'm not surprised that they're trying to pound that ball inside.
Clark came back on Monday. He had 6.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. He is a Swiss Army knife that does a little bit of everything for Eric Martin as he hits the first free throw. In comes Rainiel Wright, or rather Chris Parker.
Yeah.
As Parker didn't play much the other day, only played about 6 minutes.
I'm a little surprised that, but he's a scorer inside, and he plays really good defense. So I think we'll see a lot more of him tonight than we did on Monday.
Owen Bronson is also in there, a 3-point ace. Tion Tyndall, a freshman, will also make his debut in this game. Eric Martin subs more than any coach in this conference.
How about that?
Deontay Johnson gets it in now, and here comes NC Central trying to work through that press. Takeo Carpenter and Johnson get it across barely. 3-pointer for Lattimore is up. It's way long. Functions as a sort of a pass. Okorogo comes down with it. Now Takeo Carpenter. He's going to kick for 3 to Jae SLACK. That
way
one is
short.
Another air ball, another offensive rebound despite the size disadvantage. Now SLACK drives, turns over, and misses on the post hook.
Bulldogs finally retrieved the rebound.
Wasn't pretty, but
yeah,
2 misses and then a third in the arc for South Carolina State defensively there as Jaden Johnson brings it up under 16 here in the first half. Next dead ball will be a stoppage. Here's Chris Parker. Drives, uses the glass. He missed it. Rebound tips to Lattimore.
Good move by Parker, but just couldn't get it to drop. A little strong there.
Deontay Johnson guarded by Jaden Johnson. SLACK out on the perimeter, now to Lattimore. They got to travel with him because he is dangerous. Johnson posts up in the corner, knocks down a 3. Deontay Johnson hits his first 3 of the night.
Wow.
Just a 26% shooter on the year is the senior from the Bronx.
He was wide open over there and dropped that one in.
He is not a big scorer, 7.5 almost a game, but he's played 30-plus minutes in every single MEAC game this season, and he is an outstanding distributor, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Here's Bronston. Lattimore swipes at him. Bronston holds on. Jaden Johnson into the corner for Tyndall. Down to Parker. Tenebe, one more to Bronston. Gets the flyby. Owen Bronston misses the 3. Rebounded by Okorogo. Here comes Johnson. Picked up by Tenebe at midcourt. He gets by him. Now takes on Parker. Adjusts and finishes. 5 straight for Deontay Johnson.
Wow. I just say he's not a great scorer, but I was checking the stats early. He has 140 assists.
He holds the school's Division I record for most in a game. He had 16 in a game a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Only 57 turnovers as well. He has been fantastic with the ball in his hands this season.
Boy, that's a good ratio there of turnovers to assists. My goodness.
Jaden Johnson's working on him here on the offensive end. He's in a whole lot of trouble, and he flings it up off the glass with his left hand over a couple. And that is a tough finish for Jaden Johnson.
Yes, indeed. I like to see him on that little runner using Parker.
Chris Parker, Euro step after the pick, and he's got it. An interception at midcourt for Chris Parker, and he's earned his minutes here in the early going on the defensive end, and South Carolina State scores 4 quick ones to regain a 3-point lead. Foul there in the backcourt as Tenebe was a little bit too grabby at Gage Lattimore, and that will take us to our first media timeout. So a very fun start to this one here with 13:30 to go in the first half. South Carolina State leads NC Central 13-10 here at home. Back in a minute. A 3-point early advantage for South Carolina State as they look to defend home court here in the Smith Hammond Middleton Memorial Center. As you take a look at NC Central's last time out, a nail-biter, but a win over Morgan State. They had to earn it in that second half, though.
Yeah, they were down, they were up by 21 points and let Morgan creep back in it. And certainly, of course, Elijah Davis with a big game there. 25, 8 of 15 from the field. Lattimore, 21 points, of course. He's the guy that Eric Martin wanted his team to keep an eye on tonight. He got that big opening, I think he's got that big opening 3.
Lattimore's already got 3 points in this game. Leading scorers for both teams have 5. They're Deontay Johnson for NC Central, and Jaden Johnson for South Carolina State, as it is once again a 13-10 lead as South Carolina State moseys back onto the court here. A little slow out of the timeout, but they'll get into that press with Noah Treadwell and Raynell Wright both coming in now. Jae SLACK up ahead. Lattimore now to Johnson. He's got another open one. He passed it off. Ball fake's going to open it back up. He missed right. Rebound Bronston.
He thought about it, then thought about it again, and he put it up, but it was short.
So Johnson, a little bit of volume here in the early going as Wright flings a pass to Parker about 5 feet away. He's got to be careful. Johnson hounds him. Parker gets that right hand. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
Boy, he can play through the contact. Really strong guy. And I expect to see him out there a lot more than he didn't get many minutes the other night.
See the replay here. Foul will go against Jae SLACK, his first, as Parker only played 6 minutes, rather curiously, against Coppin State.
That was a surprise.
Heads to the free throw line. He's an 82% free throw shooter.
Is he the top on the team, I believe? Maybe second.
I will withhold the next stat that I have in order to not jinx Chris Parker here, but he is a very good free throw shooter once again. Hits them both, has not missed a free throw in 4 games.
Wow, that's great. That's a great stat line.
Lattimore gets it up ahead to Deontay Johnson, and now they'll slow things down a little bit as they try to get across to K.O. Carpenter. Eric Martin likes to run that press when Raynell Wright is on the court, especially in the backcourt. Here's Lattimore, now to Johnson. Thinking about another one. They get it down low to Okorogro. Working it around. Johnson's going to fire up another long 3 from the top of the key. He's off. Rebound is going to come to Parker. Get tipped. Kept in bounds right there from Takeo Carpenter, but here comes South Carolina State with a 3-on-2. Bronson, one extra pass to Treadwell that they didn't necessarily have to have. and Treadwell stepped out of play. Really good defensive recovery in an undermanned situation right there.
Yeah,
for Lavelle Moten's group.
South Carolina State had the numbers but couldn't cash in that time. Good defense, as you said, by the Eagles.
Florian Tenebe will come back in the game here. One of their seniors recognized pregame today, along with Colin McKenzie and Cam Clark. Deontay Johnson, now Carpenter, as they've got a three-guard look. Lattimore finds the top of the post. There is a drive and what might be a goaltend right there. We'll see if they get the call.
They did count the basket.
That is Jae SLACK down low, so they're going to count that one right there, I believe. And it's going to be a and-one opportunity for SLACK, as that ball was already off the backboard by the time they got a hand on it. Cam Clark will come back in the game here for SC State. SLACK to the line, 76% from the stripe for the redshirt senior from Fort Worth, Texas. He played last. He's played at 4 JUCOs. The last one was West Virginia State. Short on the free throw, rather, and Morrow grabs the rebound up to Johnson, now to Tenebe. Jaden Johnson, one of the best scorers in the conference. Preseason player of the year. Here's Morrow off the pass, and he's got a cheap little midi right there to make it 17-12.
Assist there for Jaden Johnson, who leads the Bulldogs in assists.
So Johnson can bring without scoring the basketball. Really, a lot of attention has to be thrown at him, and he can turn covered looks for him into open ones for his teammates. Right there, Morrow, the benefactor of that. Lattimore lost the handle on that, and he's going to avoid crashing into the scorer's table, but he's going to turn it over. And that's going to take us to our under 12 media timeout with 11:42 to go here in the first half. So South Carolina State up 5 here at home on ESPN+. We will be back here in a couple minutes. Stick around.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
Coppin State isn't just a name. It's a legacy of transformation. From potential to excellence, we never settle. With renowned educators, cutting-edge programs, and the soul of Baltimore, we are the beacon that shines on the world, fueling a change that the world needs. In this moment, what do you want? Whatever the answer, let it push you to dream bigger, aim higher, and always choose to be more.
There is a conference where the student and student-athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
South Carolina State on top, 17-12 here on their senior day against NC Central. Looking to pick up their 7th win of the year and go over 500 in conference play. As you take a look at their last one out, this was a fun one, but Coppin State pulled it out late.
I tell you, boy, the really well-played game for both teams down the stretch there, but South Carolina State, too many turnovers down the stretch there. And they had a lot of shots just fell off the rim, you know. I mean, could have easily gone in. But Carpenter, that was their second 2-point win on the road. They beat this same Central team 58-56 prior to coming here and winning.
South Carolina State had a shot at the buzzer with Jaden Johnson from roughly 40 feet away to try and win it after Torrin Andrews missed the front end of a 1-and-1 to try and make it a 4-point game. He was unable to do it. They got away with it, did Coppin State. And South Carolina State was not able to pull that one out at home in a low-scoring affair. It's Coppin State's first 3-game winning streak in quite a while. Cam Clark has it here, and South Carolina State leads by 5. Jaden Johnson guarded way out on the perimeter by Deontay Johnson, who shades him left. Johnson, here comes the double. Clark looking to drive. Kicks to the corner. Bronston got it. A little bit of a no-dip 3 almost right there for Owen Bronston as he knocks one down in the corner, and the lead is 8.
Another assist for Cameron Clark.
Clark, a really good passer out of the short roll, really good passer in zone as Jae SLACK steps into a mid-range over Clark and airballs it. And that's not to mention that Cameron Clark is an extremely gifted shot blocker as well. And right there you saw him alter that one even though he didn't get a hand on it.
Indeed, yes he did. And it ends up another possession for South Carolina State.
As good of a start as you could really ask for here for the Bulldogs as they get it across here through the press. Treadwell now to Johnson and back to Treadwell, their three-point sniper.
Yep.
He's got Morrow down there. Morrow steps back, finds Bronston now. 12 on the shot clock. Treadwell's got it. He looks for Morrow, flings one in. He's got it there. Bronston's open in the corner on the swing. No. Tip drill rebound. Clark has it for a second. That's out of bounds off the bottom of the backboard and last touched by Cameron Clark.
Yep. Bulldogs are battling on that offensive glass, something that Eric Martin talked about earlier today. And they are rewarding him.
NC Central comes into this game 5th in rebounding, SC State 7th. So neither team great in that department as that pass gets across to SLACK, who absolutely rifles one, trying to find Okoroghro. Instead, James Morrow jumped the lane. Here is Morrow. He's left alone. Not going to shoot it. Jaden Johnson now. The double comes from Okoroghro. Lob up top. Clark couldn't handle it. That happened a couple times last game. And right there, that's Clark's first mishap of the game.
It's a good look by James Morrow.
Deontay Johnson now working on Clark. Switch to Johnson on the other side. They kick to the corner. 3-ball up on the way. No good. A little bit long for Kyrick Davis. Not a great three-point shooter. Rebounded by Clark. Johnson thought about Clark on the screen. Instead, now they go to him on the second try, and he's got it. Screen and roll for Clark. Pass eventually got there, and it's an and one opportunity for the senior.
Yeah, you know, while Cameron Clark was out, good entry pass there. James Morrow was the guy that was making that entry pass there, and of course, he and Morrow both were pretty adept at doing it. And that's good when you have that your biggest can have that interior pass.
Morrow played a lot of the center big spot in zone coverages while Cameron Clark was out, and I think that helped him a lot.
It did.
As a distributor, and you saw right there at the top of the key, he was able to find Clark down low. South Carolina State goes big here as Derwin Hodge, their 6'10 freshman from Suwanee, Georgia, checks in.
Yep, not much of an offensive threat, but he certainly can alter shots inside. He had 5 blocks in the game earlier here at SHM Memorial Center.
20 blocks in 19 games for Derwin Hodges. We have a timeout on the court right here with 10:01 to go as the refs are at the scorer's table reviewing something here.
Yeah, and I'm curious of what it is.
Not quite sure. I didn't see anything there as Cameron Clark finished on that and one opportunity. He's a 53% free throw shooter, so that's where we'll be when we get back. Albeit, I guess that would change if something comes of this review. All 3 of the refs are over there at the monitor. South Carolina State, as currently constructed, leads by 10.
Big start here.
Yeah.
Quick start for South Carolina State.
South Carolina State has lost 2 straight. Obviously lost to Coppin last time out. They went 2-1 in this series last year, made it to the MEAC tournament finals. Were not able to beat Norfolk State in that game. They did beat Lavelle Moton's North Carolina Central team to get to that point.
Yep. And you know, the 3 games that South Carolina State and Norfolk played last year, I think it was decided maybe by 6 combined points.
There is Lavelle Moton, 17 years as the head coach of this North Carolina Central program. He's 288 and 230. He's their all-time winningest head coach, and he's the 3rd all-time leading scorer at the school behind Ted Manning and the aptly named Sam Jones.
Yeah, one of the North Carolina Central's greatest players. I remember as a player, he was awfully tough. And as he said, he's had a great career as a coach at his alma mater.
So we're still looking for some clarification on what exactly was being under review there as they
They didn't come over. We
have moved the clock down a whole 12 seconds. So evidently the clock was malfunctioning or just kept running after Cameron Clark scored.
Okay.
So that bleeds it from 10:01 to 9:49. Substitution for Lavelle Moten. He's going to bring Deontay Johnson to the bench and sub in guard Ryan Archie, the Coppin State transfer, former MEAC all-rookie teamer and preseason all-MEAC player, and Clark hits the free throw.
I need to take a break. Quick start here for South Carolina State, 11-point lead. Midway to opening half.
That's all you could ask for if you're Eric Martin. Is Archie immediately thrown into siege there as Lattimore gets it across. Here comes Slack driving on the right side of Hodge, and he's going to draw the foul on the big man down low and go back to the line.
Yep. He was ready to dunk that one through the net.
Slack's second trip there. He was unable to convert on an and one earlier. He's got 2 points. He's 1 for 4 from the field. Jae SLACK. Very solid free throw rate, so not exactly surprising to see him at the line a couple times early on, Bill.
Yeah, he's a third leading scorer, 8.9 points per game. Got pretty balanced scoring after you pass Lattimore. Of course, Carvey, a big guy, out for the season.
Corey Carvey's a big loss, averaging 13 a game, 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
Putting up a pretty ridiculous 120.6 offensive rating in conference play. He has had 4 double-doubles, 5 20-plus games, and they don't have him tonight. So Slack is going to have to pick up a lot of the slack on offense down on that low post.
So no pun intended, huh?
Oh, it's intended there. Johnson hands off to Treadwell. Here's Morrow.
Okay.
Got Parker in that short corner. He thought about it. Instead, he'll pass out now. Treadwell way outside. Johnson comes off ball movement. He gets into the paint. Really nice little pass right there to find Parker as he used it up fake to generate a shot for his wing.
Yeah, Parker's gotten a lot of minutes tonight, and he's performed well.
He's a good match for a small ball lineup that NC Central is going to have out there a lot. Here's Archie. Archie suffered an injury 3 games into the year last year and has not quite been the same since then. Still looking to get back. Lattimore to Slack. Ooh, nice move from Jae SLACK right there. He cannot hit the shot, however. It's rebounded again by Parker. Treadwell, 3 ball on the way. No.
Boy, he pulled the trigger quickly on that one.
He does not hesitate often. Archie draws the foul right there as he was trying to get out in transition and run at Treadwell.
Yep.
I mentioned Noah Treadwell will shoot with 30 on the shot clock. With 0 on the shot clock, it's really immaterial to him. He's striking 89% of his shots from beyond the arc.
Yes, indeed, and he has the green light.
He's got the greenest light on the team, a 36% three-point shooter.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that can really hit it. He gets in a groove, boy, he could really hurt you.
They bring in Owen Bronston for him here, so shooter for shooter. Archie to Slack.
Got Riders in the game now for South Carolina State, giving Jaden Johnson a little rest.
He's out there guarding Archie here.
Yeah.
Kyrick Davis goes down low to Okoroogro. He steps up into the mid-range and just knocks it down over James Morrow, who didn't really give it much of a contest.
Yeah, and gave a little hello to the bench.
Okoroogro is shooting 57% at the rim, 40% on anything outside of it.
Boy, he's tough inside.
He's got a little range. Bronston, catch and shoot 3 on the way. No. Rebound is tipped out of bounds by Hodge, I thought, but I think it's going to stay over here.
Yep.
8 minutes exactly on the clock, and that's going to take us to another media timeout. So NC Central getting some offense going here. About 12 minutes into this first half, but South Carolina State put them in a big hole early on. They lead 25-16 at home as they look to take a win here on Senior Day. Stick around. We'll be right back here on ESPN+. see Lavelle Moten right there, coaching his team up, facing a 9-point deficit right now. Moten is the all-time winningest head coach here at NC Central up in Durham, 17 years on the job. One of just 3 coaches in program history to win 200+. Joined John McClendon and Floyd Brown in that category, and he's taken this team to 4 NCAA tournaments, Bill.
Boy, he's in our continent with John McClendon, a legend in himself as a coach at North Carolina Central. But yeah, Lavelle, as we say, one of the great players that's, coaches at his alma mater and establishing a real legacy.
Few coaches in the MEAC doing what Lavelle is doing, coaching the team that he played for in college. We just saw Larry Stewart at Coppin State. He is coaching his alma mater as well. As South Carolina State up 9 right now. Inbounds goes to Chris Parker, who's wide open in the corner. He's able to swing it all the way to the other wing. James Morrow takes the 3. He can't hit. Rebound comes to Kyrick Davis. Out in transition comes NC Central, looking to get Gage Lattimore going. He bounces that pass in, and it's finished with authority by Okoroghoro down low.
Boy, he's inside.
NC State lucky to not get called for a foul there. They had 3 or 4 bodies on him, and he just pounded it straight through anyway. Reno Wright, nice bounce pass to Parker, spots up in the mid-range, easy money. Great start to this game for Chris Parker.
Yes, indeed, and who only played, as you mentioned earlier, only 6 minutes in that loss the other night.
Slack goes to the right hand, misses a little too strong as he tried to use the backboard, and it's rebounded by Morrow.
Yep.
Reno Wright. Cam Clark getting ready to check back in.
Wright usually gives some really good minutes when he's in there for Jaden Johnson.
He's a better defensive player right now than offensive, as you see a turnover right there. Gage Lattimore leaks out in transition, goes left hand and finishes. And Gage Lattimore cuts the lead down to 7. Can't let him get out into space. One of the fastest players really in America, honestly, when he gets out in space like that.
He'd win any track meet.
17.5 a game for Lattimore. Pass down low, knocked away by Okoroghoro. Good job by Parker to win it back. Morrow's got it, a little push shot. He put a little bit too much on that as he kind of wasn't expecting to go up. And Jae SLACK has the board.
Yeah, a couple opportunities inside there for South Carolina State. Couldn't get it to go down.
South Carolina State, very different bench philosophy than what NC Central runs. They've only played 7, have the Eagles. Ryan Archie is one of those 2 off the pine, and he knocks down a smooth mid-range jumper off that screen.
That's 12-point lead is now down to 7 for South Carolina State.
27-22. It's now 5. It could get worse as Rainiel Wright almost turns it over there as Lattimore jumped Bronston. Ryan Archie knocked down that last basket. He is a very gifted shot creator. He just has not quite been at the level that he was as a freshman since he got hurt at Coppin last year. Big-to-big passing. Parker functioning kind of as a 2 or 3 right now. Able to finish as Derwin Hodge found him in that low post.
Yeah, Parker's off to a great start.
Chris Parker only played 6 minutes on Monday night. He has already beaten that total here today.
He has 8 points.
Lattimore gets it across. Kyrick Davis now to Archie. Lob up to Okoroghoro, and he knocks it down.
Wow, somebody lost Okoroghoro over there. He's waiting right at the rim.
He has been open a couple times, has Kelechi Okoroghoro, and he's got a few baskets here in these last couple of minutes on the dunk variety. As Rainiel Wright goes to Morrow, who is wide open in the mid-range, and he misses a little long on the jumper. Rebounded by Lattimore. Up ahead now to Archie. He stares down right and throws it into the backcourt. He was looking for Slack. Lattimore will let it roll out of play.
Yep.
So here come the subs for Eric Martin, Cam Clark, Jaden Johnson, Noah Treadwell.
Yeah.
Rainiel Wright's going to stay in the game. We'll see who the 5th guy on the court is here for the always substituting Eric Martin. I believe it's going to be Chris Parker. He wasn't sure if he would be in the game there or not, but he will stay in, and they'll have the ball here on their own baseline.
Yeah, we talked about Martin's philosophy. He plays with a lot of guys. You want you to go out there and play hard.
You earn your minutes under Eric Martin.
Yep.
Rainiel Wright going to throw it towards us. Noah Treadwell's going to get to it before it gets to here. He's going to fire up a 3 and knock it down in the face of Archie.
Boy, Treadwell has some range. Man, he's made some threes from St. Matthews.
Slack launches it up over the backboard. That's going to be I believe, a foul.
Yep.
Slack is going to go back to the free throw line again. He got hit on the elbow, the referee signals. 2 more free throws here.
They got a, who was that against Chris Parker?
First on Chris Parker.
Yep.
So Jae SLACK has been to the line a pair of times today. He's going to make it 3 now as he is heading back in a 32-24 game. SLACK in and out.
Yep.
Replay here.
Whoa.
Parker called for the contact.
Yeah, the body.
They said he got him on the elbow.
Oh, yeah, that's.
There was a lot of contact down there. Somebody committed a foul. That's kind of how it's.
You could easily alter the shot if you hit the guy's elbow.
SLACK hits the second. So he's got a couple of points now at the line as he's 3 of 5 from there today. Tenebe back in. So here comes Jaden Johnson. He's been relatively quiet so far, but they haven't needed him to do too much offensively. Just 5 points for him.
Yeah, he's got 5 early points.
That ball nearly picked off. It heads over to us and keep it away.
Point guard skills came in the end of that time.
Into the game for South Carolina State for the first time is Jamal Miles.
Oh, wow, yeah, he's a shooter now. I'm trying to see if he's going to have any opportunities.
Miles didn't play last game, but he played 24 against Howard and had a career-high 8 points. The minutes were also a career high for the sophomore from Wharton, Virginia.
Yep. His dad's a good friend. Went through our ROTC program.
Here's Johnson in the backcourt, guarded by Kyra Davis. Treadwell thought about the 3. Intercepted by Archie. He takes some contact. SLACK's got it, and now he doesn't.
Wow.
SLACK didn't really seem to ever look back for that ball. He's right in front of us, and he just never got a handle on it, Bill.
No, he didn't, and he had a teammate wide open on the wing over there that could have got him to him for an easy basket.
So one turnover leads to another with 4:07 to go here. Tenebe gets it into Johnson. Again, no harm, no foul for South Carolina State as they got a little sloppy on that possession. Tenebe picked up by Johnson. Treadwell, he's going to shoot it. No surprise. He misses that one. Rebounded by Clark. Johnson fires up a long one. He missed it from the corner. Kyra Davis has it. Pops it out to Lattimore. Now Deontay Johnson. Here comes NC Central on the run.
2 straight long attempts there by South Carolina State. Way off the mark.
You like that shot from Johnson there off the rebound? It was a pretty quick one.
It was. I would like to see him try to get it inside.
Okoroogro is going to draw another foul. He's 4 for 4 from the field, and he'll head to the free throw line as we're under 4 minutes here. 3:30 to go in the first half, and that will take us to our final media timeout. So Kelechi Okoroogro has had a very good start to this game, and we'll head to the free throw line on the other side of a quick break when we come back here on ESPN+.
At the Medical University of South Carolina, we ask the questions others won't and develop the techniques others can't. We're turning groundbreaking into life-saving. And we're training tomorrow's leaders to do exactly the same thing. At the Medical University of South Carolina, innovation is who we are.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
At North Carolina Central University, your future steps forward to meet you. You see who you can become. The only public HBCU in North Carolina's Research Triangle, NCCU is home to the first AI Institute at an HBCU. In healthcare, Eagles train with hands-on experience. With one of 6 HBCU law schools, NCCU turns ambition into advocacy. And in athletics, Eagles rise to compete at the highest levels. So whatever future you imagine, start building it here at North Carolina Central University, where purpose takes flight.
Life moves fast.
Back here in Orangeburg, South Carolina State led by as much as 11, but lead has been trimmed down to 7, and Kelechi Okorogro is at the free throw line for NC Central. He's had a good start to this game. He's 4 for 4 from the field. He's got a chance to add to it as we take a look at the South Carolina State huddle and fourth season head coach Eric Martin.
Yes, last year got to the finals of the MAC tournament, lost to North Carolina Central, but he's having a tough year this year, but I think he's just need to get a little bit more talent in. He played at Cincinnati and West Virginia.
He was a 16-year assistant under Bob Huggins, and he was on the 91-92 Final Four team up in Cincinnati.
Boy, I tell you, Huggins, this team played with a lot of aggressiveness on defense, and I guess maybe that's what Eric Martin's philosophy that he now employs here at South Carolina State.
Well, it's no surprise that South Carolina State runs a very heavy press.
Yep.
Obviously, coaching under the Press Virginia scheme at West Virginia has rubbed off on Eric Martin as Okorogro unable to hit the first. Just a 67% free throw shooter.
That's about the only mistake he's made tonight.
Yeah.
He's been very aggressive. Got the second.
Got the second. A very good defender. Second in the conference in blocks. Had 5 last game. Minutes have tripled just about this campaign, and his efficiency really hasn't taken a hit. Tenebe is going to swing this all the way across. Treadwell there, but Deontay Johnson closed out on him well. Clark swings to Tenebe. He's not a big three-point shooter. Instead, steps into the arc, and he draws a foul on Gage Lattimore, who is not thrilled about that call.
Wow, so that's just 5 on North Carolina Central. The Bulldogs, of course, committed 6, 1 more, and that would put the Eagles in the bonus.
Perhaps more important, the second on Lattimore.
Oh, man, indeed, you're right. That's
a guy you can't afford to get in foul trouble. Noah Treadwell inbounds it, comes back, relocates on the three, doesn't hit it. Leaks out to Tenebe on the offensive rebound. He's going to drive right at Kyrick Davis. Pass under the basket is a little wild. Cameron Clark's able to tightrope it inbounds. Jaden Johnson now lobs it to Clark, who finishes with authority.
A one-handed dunk. But what a find by Jaden Johnson.
Cameron Clark goes up way above the rafters to hammer that home.
A one-handed dunk.
Lattimore's trapped. Kyrick Davis, his escape valve. Now a little bit of a slowdown and a stoppage. The shot clock never started. That got this crowd going. Here's the replay. What a find by Johnson and a hammer by Clark.
Whoa. You see, that brought the crowd to his feet. That was quite a slam there by Clark. He was, as you said, way above the rim.
Cameron Clark and Derwin Hodge are the 2 highest flyers on this team. If you watch Hodge specifically in pregame warm-ups, he does some ridiculous stuff. As they fix the shot clock, I believe is the situation here. It's still at 30. That's not right.
No.
Should be at about 23. A couple times we've had some clock malfunctions here in this game. 3:12 to go on the game clock. We'll see if that stays where it is right now. But South Carolina State, Bill, has to be feeling pretty good about this 8-point advantage that they've got.
Yes, indeed. It's a good start for Eric Martin's team. But, I know North Carolina Central, they have some players or shooters. They can get back in the game very quickly.
Another look here. Johnson worked himself out of a trap, and that is just a perfect find. And Clark is just taller than everybody on the court, and he can go up higher.
Boy. Yeah, that was a great pass there and a real outstanding finish. Boy, that's a highlight reel for Cameron Clark.
7 quick ones for the senior. This is a player who missed about a month with a lower body injury. He was in a boot after the Norfolk State game on the 17th of January, and he came back against Coppin. Wasn't able to guide him to a win, but had a big all-around impact. And early on today is making yet another great impact on this game as the clock now resets to 2:39. So they just tore about 35 seconds off of it, 33 to be exact.
Well, you talked about Cameron Clark. That returning last game against Coppin State, boy, had an outstanding stat line. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 assists.
They didn't reset the shot clock, which I think is kind of curious. They just basically gave NC Central 7 seconds. Maybe they just said, you know what, we just took 33 from you. Let's let you have the shot clock as Cameron Archie, or Ryan Archie rather, can't hit.
Couldn't get it to fall.
Jaden Johnson guarded by Deontay Johnson. Clark down low to Parker, who's got a size advantage. Now Clark with a little push shot. No good from the free throw line. Tip drill rebound out of play out to NC Central.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Clark drive to the basket that time. You know.
For that push, a little touch shot.
Yeah. I think Morrow tried that same little push shot earlier. I don't know.
Clark doesn't have a ton of range if you're looking for a weakness.
Nope, that's why I thought he would take it to the hoop.
Deontay Johnson hands off to Ryan Archie. Archie looks to drive on Morrow. Kyrick Davis cuts. Johnson looking for a shot. Steps back for three. No. Rebound Morrow. Good defense from Jaden Johnson right there.
Yep. Deontay Johnson, the boy, he's a leaper. He can get up.
Jaden Johnson guarded by Lattimore, being careful not to pick up his third foul. Pass ran right into Cameron Clark, who then ran right into Gage Lattimore, and he will pick up a foul there, and that is going to be foul number 7 on South Carolina State in the quarter.
Yeah. Johnson was looking at Cameron Clark flashing to the basket. That didn't quite execute it, and it ended up a foul going against.
There's the pass. Clark couldn't corral it,
yep.
And then he ran right into Lattimore, who did a good job taking the contact, and he will head to the line. And Gage Lattimore is an absolutely fantastic free throw shooter, 91% from the line.
And they've reached a bonus, 1-and-1 situation.
So they are in the bonus, as you mentioned, with 1:22 left. See how relevant that is for the last 82 seconds of this half. Only 5 fouls on NC Central so far, so they're a ways away.
Yep.
Lattimore hits the first end of the 1-and-1.
Wow, nothing but net.
He has been pretty unbelievable from anywhere on the court this year. 39% from the field, 40% from three, and 91% at the line for a guy who averages about 14 shots a game. He hits both easily.
It's a little unusual to average more from behind the arc than from the field.
Well, he's been shooting a little bit worse from the field lately. Only 34.8% in his last 5, but still, again, a healthy 38% from outside the arc. And he hasn't missed a free throw in a month and some change. He hasn't missed one since the 12th of January. Bronston finds Morrow down low. Is he going to find Treadwell? He had the right idea, wrong execution. It's turned over.
Yeah. Unforced turnover there on Morrow.
Treadwell was open in that far corner, and Morrow had to try and slice it around a defender on the bounce, and he just couldn't make that pass.
Didn't make a good delivery.
Archie gets it to Kyrick Davis. Up ahead to Lattimore. Got to be careful here. He's going to go to that push shot. He missed it short. Clark altered it again and got the rebound. Hands off to Johnson. Under a minute to go in the first half. Timeout called here is Cedric Baker. Not Cedric Baker, rather. That's the women's side. Eric Barton's going to look it over here with 50.2 left on the clock.
Wants to try to, get a good play here, maybe add to this lead before going into.
Going to go into the halftime break with a 6 or more point advantage here at South Carolina State. As they'll have 50.2 on the clock. They are 2 fouls away from the bonus.
And not likely to get there.
Doesn't seem like it. Not a ton of time left, but they have been able to generate some offense today, Bill, shooting 13 of 31 from the field. That's good for a solid 42% from the field. Just haven't been able to hit from 3, only 25% from out there. But to be fair, NC Central is only 2 of 10.
Yep, both teams are struggling a little bit from behind the arc.
South Carolina State has gone into the paint quite frequently in this game. 18 points in the paint, plus 4 second chance ones on top of that. So they have been effective when driving. Cameron Clark has kind of been the catalyst of that.
Yeah, South Carolina State has a big advantage bench scoring too. But that's not surprising because they use a lot of players.
Leading scorer today for the Bulldogs is currently Chris Parker, who has been fantastic. He's got 10 points.
Yeah, boy, he's been really played strong. It's a really strong game after only 6 minutes. against Coppin State.
Johnson will go into the backcourt. Bronston inbounded it. Kyrick Davis, rather, that's a bit of a defensive. NC Central's Benga Olubi is up on him for the first time in this game. He shades him towards that left side. See if Johnson takes it. He fires it into Clark, and it's intercepted. Olubi makes an impact on defense. Deontay Johnson now drives. Archie going to fade away from the mid-range. That's a nice shot right there for Ryan Archie.
Both of his shots look good. South Carolina State still has a chance to go in about 6, but that play that they drew up did not work. In fact, it led to a score.
Jaden Johnson takes the deflection off of that and almost gets it to Cameron Clark on the lob. Doesn't work, but the second chance finish does. Clark gets it to go. About a second left. Archie at the horn, a little short. And that is where we will leave you here in the first half. So South Carolina State found some offense early on. The press has worked for them, and they lead 36-30 after the first 20 minutes of play here on Senior Day. Bulldogs looking to close out their home campaign. Advantage of that, no?
Indeed.
South Carolina State's been leaning on that press a lot today. It has worked quite well. It's forced some turnovers, and we're underway in the second half. Jaden Johnson has it, and he will be face guarded by Kyrick Davis. Clark sets the screen and then short rolls, but he's going to have to come back because there's nowhere for Johnson to go. Hodge stepped out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover out of the break forced by Deontay Johnson, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for NC Central.
Yep, they wanted to create some turnovers. And that one was unforced.
So Deontay Johnson will bring it up with this free possession that he earned his team here. Kick to Lattimore, finds his man down low. Jae SLACK jump steps towards the paint, and he will head back to the free throw line as he leads all players today in free throw attempts, and he'll have 2 more.
Yeah. He's not a big, tall kid, but he's strong, very strong.
Jae SLACK, only 6'6", but all of 210, as you see the replay right here. We mentioned it earlier. He gets to the free throw line quite a bit. That low gather went into the jump step and then drew the foul, and that one goes against Morrow, his first. SLACK to the line, 3 of 5 here today. Got the first. Lead cut down to 5 as immediately Eric Martin's going to bring in Owen Bronston. He'll sub out Derwin Hodge. Took all of 31 seconds for Eric Martin to go to his bench.
How about that?
SLACK at the line. Knocked down the first one, looking to go to 5 for 7 from the stripe here tonight. He does just that. So NC Central with a little bit of defense to offense, able to strike first here out of the break.
Big possession for South Carolina State.
Here comes that press at the midcourt line as Clark gets it back to Tenebe, and now it switches into a little bit more predictable set. Morrow down low, got some space, and a great find out of the corner from Owen Bronston, and Morrow puts it in.
You're right, that was a great find.
Some impressive passing on display here tonight from South Carolina State's guards. SLACK with a really impressive pass himself.
Wow.
Okorogro slams it home with 2 hands.
Boy, has he missed a shot tonight?
He has not. 5 for 5.
Wow, yeah, he's really playing on that low block.
Johnson, guarded by Davis. Over to Tenebe in front of his bench. Bronston down low to Morrow. Help comes. Tenebe's wide open in the mid-range. He undershot it a little bit, and it's rebounded.
That's what you call aiming the ball instead of shooting.
He released that when it looked like a little late.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Here's Deontay Johnson. A couple times tonight, Tenebe stepped into that mid-range and just undercooked it a slight bit. Pass down low to Okorogro. Lattimore is able to tiptoe and keep it in. Davis now to Johnson. He beats Tenebe off the dribble initially. Nice spin move. Passes it down low, and it's finished once again by who else? Kelechi Okorogro.
Boy, good feed there. Drop a dime there by Deontay Johnson. You know, we talked about his ability to distribute. 140 assists already this year.
The MEAC's leading assister per game, top 30 nationally, is the senior from the Bronx, a transfer from Maryland Eastern Shore, now in year 2 here. Johnson gets it to Bronston. He's a ways away from the three-point line. He doesn't care. He misses the 3. Rebounded by Lattimore.
Eagles chance to tie here. the first 3 minutes of the second half.
NC Central playing well here to open this second half of play. Here is Johnson working to the right side. Slack out of the perimeter. Goes to his right. Runs into contact. Almost throws it up and in. And it's going to be 2 more free throws for Jae SLACK.
Boy, he's
tough.
He spent a lot of time at the free throw line tonight. He's good at creating contact. Very good.
Very difficult to stop once he's in motion.
Yeah, he's he's quick and strong.
See the replay here?
Yeah.
Tucked it under and ran right into Cameron Clark, who gets the second foul of the game. It's a block on him.
And SLACK will have a chance to tie this ball game. Less than 3 minutes into the second half.
NC Central has come out and started the half 2 of 2 from the field. This will be their second trip to the line, both by SLACK, as we await some sort of stoppage here. Now we're ready as Jae SLACK will step back up. He's got 7 points in this game, tied with Gage Lattimore for second on the Eagles roster.
Wow, that
bubbled in and out.
Didn't get to bounce that time.
Chris Parker, leading scorer for South Carolina State, back in for Cameron Clark. He'll go to the bench with 2 fouls. Martin will talk to him over there.
Yo, well, they don't lose a lot with Parker in there. You know, he's really a good scorer, and he's been lead.
SLACK looking to split, and he does just that. Parker in this game has been very effective as he comes back in. SLACK now 6 of 9 from the free throw line already. Morrow way out on the perimeter, has Bronson. Here's Morrow. High post for him. Tanabe, guarded by SLACK. Here's Parker. Kicks to Johnson in the corner for 3. Short, rebounded by Okoroghoro.
Yep, a little surprise there. Johnson is not shooting the ball nearly as well as he did earlier in the season.
He was open.
He was.
Knock it down. Try to find Lattimore as Okoroghoro. Can't do it. Instead, Deontay Johnson stumbles a bit but ends up with it in his right hand. In and out dribble, trying to work on Johnson. He's going to pull up from a couple feet behind and knock it down, and that's a lead now that NC Central has regained. They're up by 2 for the first time here in the second half.
Boy, he wanted that shot.
Eric Martin is going to call a timeout, his first of the half, with 16:38 to go in it, and they need it as NC Central has stormed out to a 40-38 lead out of the break on a Deontay Johnson three-pointer from a good 2 or 3 feet behind the line. 16:38 to go. We'll take the media timeout with them. Stick around. We'll be right back here on ESPN+.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes, instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers, for the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists, for long distance love, for the farsighted, nearsighted, for introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
South Carolina State trailing by 2 as NC Central has stormed back to start the second half. Bill, as we take a look at Some information on your South Carolina State Bulldogs. They have let this one slip away a little bit here in the second half, but
yes,
plenty of time, only trailing by 2 to get that lead right back.
Yeah, you're right. They all to a 10-2 start. That's the North Carolina Central Eagles that wrestled the lead away from South Carolina State.
40-38 lead right now for NC Central. They have come out hot here in this second half. Jae SLACK's gotten to the free throw line a few times. Deontay Johnson knocked down a 3. They are 3 of 3 from the field and are outscoring SC State 10-2 as we get going here with 16:38 left in this second half.
And a good timeout there by Eric Martin, to break that momentum by the Eagles and settle his team down.
Jaden Johnson got into the front court and then immediately motioned to the bench because they have been out of sorts here in these first 4 minutes of this half.
That defense of Central is really picked up.
Owen Bronston looks to the corner for Treadwell. He's covered up. This is his own look. This is a really nice defensive set right here for NC Central, rather. Treadwell breaks it with a 3, however, and that is the skill that Noah Treadwell brings to the table that no defensive scheme can account for.
How about Jaden Johnson found him on driving along the baseline.
There's a 2v2 in the front court. Slack chose to bring it back to Johnson here. A little bit of a push off for Deontay there. Body on the ground is Morrow. Johnson flips it over his head, back to Lattimore. He shimmy shakes, gets to that push shot, and misses off the glass. High skying board for James Morrow. Under 16 now, Jaden Johnson has it. Rainiel Wright's looking to check into the game at the next dead ball.
Last time Johnson had it, he made a great assist to Treadwell off the baseline drive.
Parker now to Treadwell again, down to Morrow. He collects it with the right, switches to the left. Hands off to Johnson. Jaden Johnson steps into it, finds Morrow. Great dish and a slam by James.
Boy, good fake there. They find a Morris Bulldog to regain the lead.
Slack up ahead to Okorogo. He finally misses a shot.
Yeah, Ren close. A little surprise there.
It's his first miss of the game. Morrow collected the rebound and now up ahead to Johnson again, who is taking on a bit of a distributor role here in the second half.
Yes, indeed.
This time he drives. That's going to be a goaltend on Kyrick Davis. That's going to be 2 more. And South Carolina State call a timeout and take it to the under 16 media timeout on a 7-0 run.
What a great start. After timeout.
A huge burst out of the break right there for the Bulldogs. It's going to be an advantage coming out of the timeout for South Carolina State. How will NC Central respond to this chess match? We'll find out after this. South Carolina State rides a 7-0 run out of a timeout by Eric Martin to take a 45-40 lead here at home. As you take a look at the efficiency numbers out of the break for these two teams, and they have been very good in the second half, both of them. NC Central shooting 60% from the field in the second half. South Carolina State at 57.1.
Wow. Yeah, the Eagles started the half for second half from the 10-2 run. The rest of the lead, as you said, after timeout by Eric Martin. His team has scored 7 unanswered.
So South Carolina State has opened back up a 5-point advantage after NC Central got their first of the second half. Lattimore up to Davis in the front court. Okorogo lobs it up Slack to Okorogo, back to Slack. He's going to finish, and one opportunity for Jae SLACK, as that 1-2 pairing right there between Okorogo and Slack has been very, very efficient here tonight.
Boy, Slack, He's been impressive. He can play right through the contact. You know, he gets josted around a little bit, but he can still get the ball to fall. Man.
This is going to be free throw number 10 for Jae SLACK.
He's been impressive.
They've needed every single one that he's gotten here. He's 6 of 9. Make it 7 of 10 for SLACK. Good big-to-big passing right there from him and Okporogro, who's been impressive. We say big.
Yep.
Tallest player on the court for them tonight, 6'6". Treadwell gets it to Raynell Wright, barely.
Yep.
Here's that trap. Hodge, there, way out on the perimeter here, and there's a lot of pressure as Owen Bronston relieves it with a 3.
Wow, they're leaving the Bulldog three-point shooters to try to put pressure inside, but it's not paying off the way they wish.
Not the guy you want to leave wide open from the wing if you're NC Central.
Neither Bronston nor
Treadwell.
They both can hit that 3.
Handoff. Lattimore in the corner. He got it.
Boy.
And now we're going back and forth as Gage Lattimore hits a corner pocket three-pointer to cut the lead back to 2.
Wow, this is getting to be exciting. Back and forth, back and forth.
Raynell Wright. Once again, Lattimore and Davis trying to trap him there. Three-pointer. Bronston. Oh, yeah.
Boy, last 3 baskets for South Carolina State have come beyond the arc.
Out in transition, here comes Johnson. Down low. No good. Rebound on the tip-in from Jae SLACK.
Yep, right there. To follow through.
This game has taken a rapid pace here out of just about nowhere.
The tempo has really picked up.
They will be thrilled when this next media timeout comes around in a couple minutes as Raynell Wright now gets the ball screen from Hodge. Switch comes to SLACK. Bronson's hit 2. Does he have a third in him? He'll defer for now.
Yep.
Here is Bronson. Looking for Hodge down low. He loses the ball, but he's going to get fouled by Okporogro.
And that's just the first foul on the North Carolina Central this half.
And he thought he had it clean.
Yep.
Kelechi Okporogro picks up a foul. So it'll be a baseline inbound here for Raynell Wright. That's just number 1 on Okporogro, so he's nowhere near in danger of anything.
Oh, no.
First foul of the quarter, or the half rather, for NC Central. Right, Johnson off the catch, got it!
4 threes in a row for South Carolina State.
South Carolina State is striping it from 3. That's 12 quick points off of them, and now it's a 6-point game.
Yep. After they fell behind.
NC Central not getting out on the perimeter here. Deontay Johnson kicks to Kyrick Davis. Spins inside, misses off the glass. Morrow just tipped it into his own basket.
Oh, boy, trying to, yep.
You don't see that very often.
No, he's reaching, trying to get the rebound and tapped it into his own basket. That's just it.
Tough break for SC State.
Yep.
NC Central will take it. Wright gets to the mid-range, caught himself in the air, jump pass. It squirts out to Johnson. He gets to the mid-range game, pulls up and hits. Jaden Johnson's warming up.
Hey, he's back. You know, he's, as we said earlier, you know, he's struggled the last couple of games. Eric Martin was concerned about him. Now he's playing a really good game. And
here's the tip into his own basket for James Morrow. He's annoyed.
How often does that happen?
It's unfortunate for South Carolina State because they got another defensive stop. Could have extended that lead out to 8 or more, but Morrow puts it in the basket. That'll count as points for Kelechi Okporogro.
Yeah,
the easiest points he will ever score in his life.
The closest player there.
He's got 15.
Yeah, he's having a really good night.
Having such a good night that the other team is doing his job for him. Here's Gage Lattimore now. Lattimore has 10 in this game, but he has not been as loud as expected in the scoring department. But really, right now, everybody's getting what they want. Johnson gets the screen. Now Clark comes over to help. He kicks now to SLACK for 3. It's off left. Long rebound comes out to Kyrick Davis. SLACK's going to try again. He runs right into Raynell Wright. That's going to be a foul on South Carolina State's backup point guard. And it's going to take us to our under 12 media timeout. A frenetic 4-minute pace of play right there as South Carolina State leads 56-50. with 11:45 left in this one. We got a barn burner in Orangeburg. Well, if you were looking for defense, you've come to the wrong place. 56-50 lead for South Carolina State. Just under 12 minutes to go in this one. Points in the paint battle. South Carolina State trailed this early on. They do not now. Kelechi Okorogro has been excellent so far for NC Central. And then Jaden Johnson, he's got 12 and 6, has 5 points in the last minute of game time.
Yeah, he's come alive certainly in the second half. Got some early scoring in the ball game, but he's playing a complete game now for Eric Martin's team. And it's been a frenetic pace by both teams, as you alluded to.
South Carolina State shooting north of 50% from the field. NC Central just a hair under at 48.6%. Archie is going to have to trail that one into the backcourt. He's got it.
Yep.
Let's see if things slow down a little bit here, Bill. I wouldn't bet on it. Deontay Johnson thought about a three. Lattimore gets into that mid-range, has to spin back. Slack drives through the contact, and to the surprise of nobody, Jae SLACK will be heading back to the free throw line for a couple more.
Boy, and right now, the Eagles, they have a big edge at the free throw line. They're like 10 or 14, with SLACK having 7 or 10 himself. The Bulldogs they only had 5 attempts, but they made them all.
One of the core tenets of this offense tonight has been when things break down, let Jae SLACK run at somebody.
Yeah.
It has worked.
I tell you, yeah, he's drawn a ton of fouls against this Bulldog aggressive defense.
SLACK at the line, looking to add to his already 13 points. Crowd imploring SLACK to miss. He does not oblige.
He certainly does not. He looks pretty comfortable up there. He's been up there lots of times this evening.
I was going to say, he might be paying rent at the line now. He's 8 of 11. As Owen Bronston comes back in. You see him in the backcourt there.
Yeah, he had 2 in a row from behind the arc.
SLACK hits them both. Lead cut back down to 4 for South Carolina State. Jaden Johnson guarded up in the backcourt by Ryan Archie.
Yeah, they run a lot of players out Johnson tonight, trying to do a job on slowing him down.
Clark back to Johnson. Archie stays glued to him. Parker has that passing lane jumped by Deontay Johnson, who cannot believe that there was a foul called on this play. We'll see if it's on him. Indeed it is.
And that's only the second foul for the Eagles. Boy.
They have not fouled very often tonight. South Carolina State has not spent a ton of time at the three-point, or at the free throw line, rather. That's the first foul on Johnson. Parker tries to whiz a pass in there. It's knocked away by a couple of Eagles. And they get the turnover.
Wasn't a good decision.
Archie Euros into the paint. Gets his own offensive rebound. Smallest guy in the paint got the board. And now there's a stoppage here away from the ball, and this is going to be a spillage cleanup.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening.
There's a lot of sweat on the ground right there where Archie drove. They're going to get that mopped up.
Yep.
Shot clock will be at 20, and Gage Lattimore is going to trigger on the side out. Eric Martin uses the timeout to do his favorite thing, which is make a substitution, as Florian Tenebe will come in.
Real balanced scoring about the Eagles. So South Carolina State has balanced scoring too from about 4 people.
3 in double figures for NC Central. Lattimore, Okoroghro, and Slack. And then for South Carolina State, 3 in double figures as well. Johnson, Morrow, and Parker, with Bronston and Clark sitting on 9 apiece, as we have another stoppage right here.
Yeah, pretty balanced scoring for both teams.
We're going to review something over there on the monitors.
Maybe it's the time on the clock. I don't know.
A couple times tonight, the game clock has been out of calibration.
Yeah.
We'll call it. See if that's what the current situation is, to be determined. But what has been determined tonight, Bill, is that these two teams can really run it up if given the chance.
I tell you, it's a big offensive output from both teams. A lot of quick scoring from South Carolina State. Really been effective behind the arc.
South Carolina State shooting 38.9% from 3 tonight. They are second in the conference in three-point shooting. They just don't get a ton up.
Yeah, they don't shoot a lot of them, but tonight they put up 18, which is a little out of character, but they've made 7 of them.
NC Central has had trouble running these shooters off the perimeter.
Yeah.
Lattimore to inbound with Tenebe. Arms outstretched, ready to try and deflect. Into the backcourt to Johnson. Deontay versus Jaden Johnson here. Lattimore has 10 points in this game, trying to make it more. He's picked up by a double. Johnson for 3. Got it.
Wow, good find there by Lattimore. He had the double on him.
And that's going to be a foul right there. Johnson and Archie tied up. I think this will go against Archie. He's just trying to create a little bit of chaos and maybe get under the skin of Jaden Johnson up there in the backcourt. Now they send Deontay Johnson up there as well, and they'll throw a little bit of a press at Jaden Johnson, the star guard. Parker sets a big screen right there at the midpoint line. Tenebe. Back out to Owen Bronston. Bronston works on Slack, drives right. Fading, spins into a pass to Tenebe, who steps to his right and knocks down a cool, calm, and collected mid-range jumper to extend the lead back out to 3.
Yeah. Good possession there by South Carolina State. Very patient.
Here's Archie. Deontay Johnson's hit a few threes tonight. He's going to step into a mid-range jumper himself. It's a little long. It comes back towards the near side, and Cameron Clark pulls it down, kicks to Johnson here. Under 10 to go here in Orangeburg. Johnson, ball screen, gets to the lane, left hand, no. Blocking foul is going to be called down low. I believe that's going to be called on Deontay Johnson.
Yeah. And, at one point they had only 1 foul, and the South Carolina State had 5, and it's just about caught up now, 5-4, which is a more normal.
Deontay Johnson got caught in the ball screen game there, ended up down low, and he was unable to get in position to draw that charge as Jaden Johnson will head to the free throw line. Johnson tonight having a very solid game, 5 of 8, 12 points, but he hasn't been to the stripe.
He got the first one.
72% from the line for Johnson.
Yeah, he's reliable.
One of those players who can really run it up and prefers to do that against better competition. He had a really good non-con slate. He had 23 against South Carolina and Lamont Paris' team. 25 against Rick Barnes in Tennessee, and he misses the second end there.
Yeah, just kind of rimmed, rolled around, and then came out. 4-point lead for Eric Martin's team.
Lattimore now, guarded by Tenebe all the way across. He plays catch with his point guard. Another round to catch. Gage Lattimore misses the three. Rebound is tipped right to Archie. Archie gets under the basket. It gets it blocked by Tenebe. It's going to go out of play, I believe. It's going to stay over here, but a block from behind from Florian Tenebe.
Yep. Archie thought he had an easy one there. Good defense, good interior defense by South Carolina State.
Archie's come up with a couple of offensive rebounds today.
Yeah.
Just 6 foot tall, 172.
I know.
Knows where to be. Into the backcourt. Here's Kyrick Davis. Deontay Johnson, man advantage here for the Eagles, and Lattimore stepped on the line.
How many times? That's happened more than once tonight for both teams. Somebody not knowing where they are on the court.
Lattimore's done it, I think, twice on his own.
Yeah.
It happens. A lot of perspiration out on the court as well. Maybe it's a little slippery out there. We've seen a couple of stoppages to clean up spills. Johnson drives right. Archie falls down. That's going to open up an easy mid-range, and Johnson hit it off the side of the backboard. Here comes Lattimore in transition. He'll go to the free throw line as he was fouled, and he goes down in a heap of pain.
They have attacked that glass aggressively, their guards, and they're leading to a lot of opportunities at the free throw line.
Lattimore needs a second to collect himself, and he is able to get up to the relief of NC Central's bench and fan base.
He would have a chance now to cut it to a 2-point lead.
Gage Lattimore, 10 points this season, or this game rather, league's leading scorer. Misses the first. He's had some big games this year. He scored 20 plus against Virginia, who are winning by approximately $1 million right now against Georgia Tech. NC State, he had 20 plus. He had 29 at James Madison, which is a perennially successful program, one of the best mid-majors in the country. It was under Mark Byington.
Indeed. Yeah, he's the scorer, no doubt about it. As you said, he leads the league.
Lattimore looking to avoid missing both, and he does just that. So a break for South Carolina State.
Indeed.
91% free throw shooter. Had not missed a free throw since the 12th of January.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was a big break for South Carolina State.
Jaden Johnson guarded by Archie. Archie shades him to the right. Parker hasn't scored in the second half. Bronson quick trigger three and rattled in and out.
Oh, boy, that would have been, if that had dropped, the crowd would have come to his feet.
It's fishbowled out of there. Here's Deontay Johnson. Tries to drive. Short corner, Kyrick Davis. Archie for three. No. Jaden Johnson rebound.
Yep. The Eagles have attempted a few threes lately here, and they have not fallen, much like the ones at South Carolina State.
Offense has slowed down a little bit with the pace, just a scotch, as neither team has scored in a little while. Under 8. Johnson to Clark, big-to-big passing with Morrow. He goes up on Kyrick Davis and finishes strong with the right.
Good pass, entry pass there, and good finish there by Morrow.
Deontay Johnson brings it into the front court. Lavelle Moten's going to use a timeout, and that's going to take us to our under 8 media timeout. 6-point lead for SC State, 7:41 remaining. Be back in a minute.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
There is a conference where the student and student athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
At North Carolina Central University, your future steps forward to meet you. You see who you can become. The only public HBCU in North Carolina's Research Triangle, NCCU is home to the first AI Institute at an HBCU. In healthcare, Eagles train with hands-on experience. With one of 6 HBCU law schools, NCCU turns ambition into advocacy. And in athletics, Eagles rise to compete at the highest levels. So whatever future you imagine, start building it here at North Carolina Central University, where purpose takes flight.
A 6-point lead for South Carolina State as we are 7:41 away from the conclusion of this one. An interesting finish lining up as both of these teams came out red hot to start the second half, but have cooled off quite a bit in the last 2 or 3 minutes. We take a look at NC Central's upcoming schedule. This road trip will carry on at Howard. That'll be a tough one. Then a week later, Delaware State. Maryland Eastern Shore going on the wrong end of a skid right now. We'll see if they can figure it out by then. And then their senior day, just like South Carolina State's, will come against this opponent.
And that'll be the final regular season game for both those teams. South Carolina State, much like North Carolina Central, has a tough finish, being on the road in 3 of their, all 4 of their ball games. And, of course, Central will be on the road 3 out of their 4 games. So it's a tough finish for both teams.
This has been a bit of a disjointed conference schedule, I would say, Bill, with weather-related stoppages and other circumstances here at South Carolina State.
Yeah, these games we're playing now were postponed earlier.
Chris Parker hasn't scored in the second half. He's got a pick, and he's got a pick 6, or rather a pick 2, as Parker gets to the cup.
Boy, great steal and finish by Chris Parker.
Archie now to Lattimore as there's a little bit of a zone look. Driving is Tyrick Davis. Hasn't done much offensively today, but he's going to draw a very late blocking call from the
late foul,
VAR official there.
The 2 officials right on the baseline there did not see it. They didn't call it.
Tyrick Davis hasn't scored yet today. He'll look to change that here in his 24 minutes. He's got no points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's got a block and a steal, too. Here's the foul on Morrow. Bill, what do you think?
The official right on the 2 baseline guys, they didn't call it.
Morrow looks right into our camera.
That's the third.
Incredulous.
Third foul.
So another stoppage right here as they're going to sweep up the spillage under the basket. That is 3 on James Morrow. 7 on South Carolina State. So as you mentioned, NC Central the bonus the rest of the way. You need to get to 10 to get into the plus. Into the double. That could play a factor here.
Yeah, the free throw shooting, if North Carolina Central goes up and knock them down, it'll make a big difference.
So we have a delay right here.
You remember, were you doing the game when Norfolk State went to the line 47 times?
Yeah, Anthony McComb and Eli Jamison put up, I think, 47 free throws in that game, and that was the difference.
Yeah, it was. They 37, over half of their points came from the free throw line.
That was a problem that South Carolina State had earlier in the conference late. They haven't been dealing with that quite as much lately, as you see another replay here.
Yeah.
We'll see. Is South Carolina State possibly challenging this call? We haven't gotten any explanation from the referees, but James Morrow was very certain that he had drawn a charge right there.
Yeah. I'm not sure. That's interesting thought, Sam.
So Eric Martin
some players are not challenged. You can't challenge them. I don't know if you could challenge something like that.
I guess we're about to find out what the delay was for. This is a pretty big call if that is what's happening here. It would put NC Central on the line to try and cut it back to 2 scores. If it went the other way, South Carolina State would have a chance to open up a 10-plus point lead for the first time since early in the first half. We're going to continue to wait on the call here.
I think that South Carolina State led by as many as 11 in that first half.
It could also be the clock. I mean, it's impossible to know because the clock has had a few instances tonight where it's just not gone.
Yeah, they have had some problem with the clock.
I haven't noticed any problem with the clock here, but we'll see. Another replay of Kyrick Davis's.
Boy, that looks certainly like a charge.
Morrow believes he was set. And now Eric Martin's going to get an explanation. So when we know, we'll tell you.
Yep.
Scores table is being informed, and let's see. South Carolina State bench is clapping.
It looked like, I saw the look on Lavelle Moulton's face.
And as we thought, they challenged that play, and it has been overturned. So James Morrow draws a charge on Kyrick Davis. It's going to be the 4th team foul.
And a little surprising that the way the off official made the call late. The 2 officials on the baseline had the call, but they did not make it.
It was announced in the stadium as the 4th team foul. It's not. It should be the 5th.
Yeah.
It'll go against Kyrick Davis. It's his 3rd, and now Jaden Johnson will bring it in the front court. James Morrow earns his team another possession.
How often do you see that?
It's always a question of whether the coaches should trust their players. Obviously, there's always a coach on the bench who can review these types of things in immediate terms.
Yeah.
South Carolina State wins that challenge. Here's Morrow working down low. Clark steps into a catch-and-shoot midi. He missed it. Morrow goes up against the board, but I believe he's going to get called for a push-off.
Boy, it was pretty slab, but I saw it too. I saw it too.
No objection from Morrow on that one. So it took about 30 seconds, but he'll pick up his 3rd foul anyway. And NC Central is in the bonus.
Yep. So they'll be. Who is that at the line?
Somewhat ironically, it is Kyrick Davis going to the line on a James Morrow foul.
Wow.
After his previous one was overturned.
Yeah. Boy, that poetic justice.
So Davis will have a chance to score for the first time here tonight. An 85% free throw shooter, hits the first end of the 1-and-1.
Yep.
Florian Tenebe will come in. Morrow will come out with 3 fouls.
Yeah, they'll need more down the stretch.
Davis is pretty much exclusively used at the rim. He's only taken 10 threes this year. A 62% shooter at the rim, however, is on the court for his defense. The West Georgia transfer rims the second one out. Chris Parker gets the board.
7-point lead for South Carolina State.
Johnson up the head now to Clark. Here's Tenebe. Clark nearly traveled. Johnson hounded by Davis. He's got to be careful here not to touch the midcourt line. Tenebe with 6 on the clock. He's in trouble. Can Bronson bail him out? You bet. Oh, and Bronson smiles in the face of Jae SLACK as he knocks down a 3 to extend the lead to 10.
So cool and calm when he got that ball with the clock running, shot clock running down. Boy, that's ice in his veins, as they call it, the old cliche.
Owen Bronson's got 12. Here's Deontay Johnson. And it looks like Johnson right there, and we're going to get another stoppage. Is this clock related again? Well, I don't know. I mean, at this point, I don't know what to say. This feels like deja vu. The shot clock is at 30. I don't believe it ever started. Kind of wonder how many times this is going to happen, Bill.
Yeah, it must be an issue with the clock. They need to probably find out what's the problem.
I don't necessarily recall if this was an issue in the first game. I don't think it was
I
in the women's game.
I don't remember the clock being an issue either.
So in any event, South Carolina State has a 10-point lead, their largest of the second half, and Owen Bronston has knocked down 4 big threes. He's 4 of 9 from the field, and he is 4 of 9 from deep.
All of his shots have come from beyond the arc. Isn't that amazing?
Him and Noah Treadwell have combined for 14 shots from the field, and they have not stepped inside the arc once.
How about that? Well, it's great to have that kind of perimeter shooting from 2 guys. Certainly.
That is what we call role specialization. You're on the court to shoot.
Yep.
So they're going to redo the clock, I think, here as South Carolina State's players came out on the court, and then they were redirected back off the court.
Yeah.
Now NC Central's players come out on the court. We'll see if they're allowed to be out there. So once again, we await a stoppage here that we assume has to do with the clock. If you're just joining, you've missed a very good game. 66-56. Both of these teams have shot the ball very well tonight.
Yeah.
South Carolina State shooting 8 of 20 from 3. NC Central has done most of their work in the paint and at the free throw line where they've taken 20.
And you know, with this the rapid, frenetic start of that second half, I thought the score would be much higher, but they've cooled off a little bit. But both teams are playing good defense. That three-pointer has been a big boom for South Carolina State. I don't know. They've got at least 4 or 5 or 6 threes this half.
They have hit 5 of 8 from out there. In
5 of 8 this
South
half.
Carolina State has opened up a big lead because of that, and we finally have a verdict. What it is, we will find out shortly. So, South Carolina
they
State,
did change the clock.
They took some time off of it.
Yeah, took it down from 30 to 9.
Well, as they should have. The clock never started, nor did the shot clock. So 21 seconds come off.
Yeah.
It only took about 5 minutes to figure that out. Gage Lattimore gets it in. They're going to have to move quickly with 7 on the shot clock. Kyrick Davis thought about stepping into a 3, nearly traveled, goes to the floater instead, banks it in.
Wow, boy, big shot. That was a big basket.
NC Central sort of just got a free timeout out of that, allowed them to draw up a play on the inbound, and Davis got himself inside, finishes with the floater. He's got 3. Here's Tanebe working on Lattimore. Jaden Johnson, 13 today, leads all scorers for SC State. He'll kick to Bronson. Johnson now. Tanebe flashed, didn't want him, now he does. Tanebe kicks it, corner for Chris Parker, who's short. Bronson gets the rebound, goes back up, can't get the finish. Clark tips it right to Kyrick Davis. Here comes Davis out on transition.
2 opportunities for South Carolina State.
Lattimore wastes no time and hits a big 3. Lead cut back down to 5, just like that.
Boy, that's like a 5-point swing. You know, South Carolina State misses an easy opportunity, and Lattimore comes down and.
Lattimore's got a quick trigger, Bill.
Yeah.
Here's Owen Bronson.
And you see when he lets that ball go at the top of his jump.
Johnson looking down low, has Clark. He passes it to Parker. 3 on the shot clock. Parker finishes through the contact. Another 2 for Chris Parker, who is having his best game, arguably, of the year. He's got 14.
Good inside pass in that time by South Carolina State to get the easy basket.
Coming to crunch time here in Orangeburg.
Yep, the clock is becoming a factor, no doubt.
Jae SLACK, Deontay Johnson. Now back to SLACK. Lattimore's open on the wing. He didn't see him. He didn't even look at him. SLACK goes to that right hand, finishes through the foul, and 1.
Wow, boy, this has been some impressive scoring by both teams. Right through the contact. You know, normally that might knock you off your stride, but these guys are not showing that.
Jae SLACK's got 17 points tonight. That is a really good night for him, as he's going to head to the free throw line for another one, as he is going back to a place that he has made home here tonight. This will be free throw number 13 for Jae SLACK.
He's averaging just under 9 points per game, but he's having a big night for Lavelle Moulton's team.
Missed the free throw, and it's a rebound from...
Boy, you never want that to happen.
Rebound on the long miss from Okoroogro, who's been quiet here in the second half. A chance for a 4 or 5 point possession here for NC Central. Davis, 3 on the clock. He's got to heave one up. It's a 9-1-1-3. The prayer is unanswered, and this will go the other way.
Good defensive stand there by the Bulldog defense. Wow.
Excellent perimeter guarding right there from SC State, and that will take us to our final media timeout. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs here on senior night. Let's find out after this if they can pull it off. Under 4 minutes here to play as we come down to crunch time in Orangeburg. South Carolina State holds a 5-point advantage over NC Central as we take a look at the Bulldogs' upcoming schedule. Still a lot of games left, and they've got a bunch of teams left on this schedule. They'll close with NC Central on the road as they look to fight their way up the standings here, Bill, before we get out of here and into the MEAC tournament.
Yes, indeed. It's a tough road. Most of their games are coming on the road. Only one.
Jaden Johnson splits a double. Slack will travel with him. Johnson down to Clark. He's been quiet in the second half.
Yes, he has.
He's doubled as well. Finds Bronson, who has been anything but quiet, and he will draw a foul on Okorogro.
That'll be the 6th. One more, and Bulldogs will be in the bonus. But they get a fresh 20 seconds on the clock.
Kelechi Okorogro picks up his second foul of the game, so not really a factor for him. He's got 15, one of 4 in double figures for Coach Moten's Eagles here tonight. Clark to Johnson. 10 on the clock. Clark drives, head down, foul. We're going to see who that foul goes against. I believe it's going to be Kyra Davis, and if it's him, that would be number 4.
And that puts South Carolina State in the bonus. Clark's a good free throw shooter.
Clark will head to the free throw line. He's up and down at the line is how I think it's the best way to describe it.
You're right, but these are 2 crucial ones. He needs those to give his team a little bit more breathing room.
2 would make it a 3-score game here.
Yep.
The ever-important possession game has come into play now. As you mentioned, South Carolina State in the bonus. Clark hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Earns himself a second. Here's the foul.
Oh, yeah.
Could have probably called 2 fouls right there when they end up getting Davis for it. It's his 4th, as we mentioned. Clark hits both, and it's a 7-point advantage for the Bulldogs.
3-4. The Clark is a big factor now.
How will NC Central generate offense here? Slack, Johnson. Davis stays on the court with 4, Lattimore, and then Okorogro.
Not a good foul.
It's going to be a foul away from the play. Okorogro, the 5th player on the court, as that one was just needless for South Carolina State.
Yeah, and it puts him at the line, and you see how upset Eric Martin appears to be over on the bench there. You know, that fall from the basket. That's the thing that I think, you know, he's most upset about. He wants you to play tough defense, but not pick up a foul at midcourt.
This is the final 1-and-1 of the game here for NC Central, and Kyra Davis leaves it empty.
Wow, that helps South Carolina State certainly.
Next foul will put him in the double. Tanabe gets it across midcourt. Lavelle Moten signaling the pressure. Cameron Clark has it here. Down to Tanabe, back to Johnson. They'll take some air out of the ball here. Johnson. Tanabe. Got Lattimore in the air. Oh, he's got Johnson wide open for 3. Money for Jaden Johnson. Double-digit lead once more.
Well-executed play there by the Bulldogs. Well executed. Got a 3 at the end to go up by 10.
10 points with 2:20 to go as Jaden Johnson has been fantastic tonight. Deontay Johnson into the mid-range. Little short. Johnson goes up and skies for the rebound, and he will take his time.
The big miss there. The clock is not on North Carolina Central's side.
Jaden Johnson making sure it stays that way. Hands to Tanabe. We're under 2. Morrow to Johnson. Guarded by Lattimore now. Morrow. Clark working on Slack, goes downhill. Tanabe could be the dagger. Got it! Florian Tanabe knocks down a 3, and it's a 13-point lead for South Carolina State. Timeout, Lavelle Moten.
Boy, it's been a good run these last few minutes by South Carolina State. They've shot the ball extremely well. Moving the ball.
It has been a story beyond the arc tonight for South Carolina State. 10 of 22 from deep. That's a 45.5% clip. They're shooting north of 52% on the game from the field, and this is one of the best offensive performances that Eric Martin's team has put on tape here this season, Bill.
Indeed it is, boy, and I know he's happy. The fans here and our seniors have been sent off. Wow, this has been really good. But I've been impressed by the movement of the ball for South Carolina State. They have not panicked with the pressure defense from, of course, North Carolina Central. And when the shooters get the ball, they calmly step into it.
North Carolina Central is scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
So we talk about the offense as South Carolina State's on an 8-0 run in the last 2:31. But the defense has also tightened up here for the Bulldogs down the stretch when they needed it most.
Yes, indeed, you're right. And they got a mountain to climb now with just 1:38 left.
Jaden Johnson has hit 4 of his last 5 shots. Bronson's hit 3 of his last 4. They have just been scalding hot in this second half.
Wow, man.
Johnson has 16. He leads all Bulldogs, trailed by Chris Parker, who has 14. Morrow and Bronson with 12, and then Cam Clark has a quieter 11.
Yep.
4 in double figures for North Carolina Central. Slack leads them with 17. Okoroghro has 15, 13 for Gage Lattimore, who's been held relatively quiet tonight for his standards, and then Deontay Johnson has 11, but you can tell South Carolina State has taken advantage of the fact that North Carolina Central is missing Corey Carvey down low big time.
Definitely, yeah. He was a candidate for having a Player of the Year type season.
Deontay Johnson has to have this 3, and he gets it. Lead down to 10.
Wow.
Johnson's got 14 now.
That was a big basket.
South Carolina State got to be careful getting this in right here. This is a good defensive team. Lattimore and Tenebe fighting to get to midcourt right here, and Tenebe does it.
Good.
Lattimore on him.
Good job by Tenebe to get that ball across.
Jaden Johnson. Now Parker. Dribble drive. Goes up. Draws the foul on Okoroghro. And he will go back to the free throw line, and Parker has a chance to set a new season high.
Yeah, that was a good decision by him to go to the rack. You know, they're playing off of him. Why not?
Parker had a ton of space to operate. Clock is now south of a minute, 59.6. Chris Parker is 6 of 8 from the field today, 14 points, and he is 2 of 2 from the line. He is a season-wide 82% shooter, and he hasn't missed one in 4 games.
Yeah, very impressive.
6'6" junior from Columbia, South Carolina, just nearby. 30 minutes away, if that. He hits the first. This is who you want at the line if you're Eric Martin.
I tell you, yeah, he's the best free throw shooter on the team, I believe, yeah.
Chris Parker looking for a season high if he can knock this free throw down. And he got it.
Season high for Parker.
12-point advantage. Lattimore's got to go quick. Steps back, puts it up. He got it. Gage Lattimore keeps his team in the game.
Man, he is impressive.
He lost Florian Tenebe there on that tween and then the step back, and with 53.2 left, that was a 6-second possession for Gage Lattimore.
Well, we remember, did you do the Howard game? When no, you didn't do that game. That's when Jaden Johnson hit the run with 1.7 seconds left as we beat Howard. But Howard erased a 10-point lead in a minute and 2 seconds.
It takes a couple turnovers and a couple threes, which we know NC Central's willing and capable of putting them up.
And Howard, they were getting to the free throw line, driving, dribble drive, getting fouled, scoring with the clock not running. And
so 53.2 left.
Yep.
That was one of Jaden Johnson's multiple game winners.
Yeah, that was.
South Carolina State hoping he doesn't need to try and hit one tonight.
Wow.
Almost hit one on Monday.
Yep, had a chance there. Needed 4 more seconds, perhaps.
53 on the clock. Tenebe to inbound. South Carolina State is 1 foul away from going into, or 2 fouls away rather from going into the double bonus. Johnson nearly traveled right there, and instead he's going to get a foul.
Yep.
That's going to be 9 on NC Central.
Yeah,
so this will be a 1-and-1.
Yeah, the pressure from that North Carolina Central defense almost created a turnover.
The foul will go against Benga Olubi into the game basically to do that.
Yep.
As he's only played a couple of minutes here today. Only 1. He'll come out after picking up the foul. Saves his team from dealing with foul trouble with one of their core pieces as Okoronkwo comes back into the game now. Johnson at the line. A 1-and-1. Got the first. 2 of 3 from the stripe for the preseason MEAC Player of the Year, sophomore Jaden Johnson.
Yep. Turned a few heads when that was announced, but he's proven that he's worthy.
You dare to dream if you're Eric Martin about what his junior and senior seasons may look like if he sticks around. Here comes Johnson trying to drive. Parker doesn't want a foul right there, but he does, and that'll send Deontay Johnson to the line for 2. And again, the clock may be more important than the score. Only about 4 or 5 seconds evaporate off the clock here.
And that's key. And you could bet Central is going to foul. They have to pick up somebody on the court there. All of those guys out there for South Carolina State shoot free throws pretty well.
So Deontay Johnson to the stripe, a 74% shooter, hasn't been there yet tonight. The only player for South Carolina, or NC Central rather, to play more than 20 minutes who hasn't taken a free throw in this game is Johnson. Clean up a spill as Johnson hit the ground there.
They changed the foul. I mean, there's 10 fouls, so that was a shooting foul anyway, but he'll get 2 shots instead of the 1-and-1.
Any subsequent fouling by SC State is going to lead to a automatic double bonus and 2 free throws.
Yep.
Same for NC Central as Johnson misses a critical first free throw.
Which is a surprise.
So Okoronkwo will come out of the game. Benga Olubi will come back in.
Yeah, Johnson is a 74% score from the free throw line.
He got 1 of 2, lead down to 10. And they'll sub in Ryan Archie. Another effort to get a little bit more speed out there, but also a guy who they don't necessarily mind if he picks up another foul. They get it to Johnson. He gets it back to Tenebe. Some time should come off the clock here for South Carolina State. That's a high pass. It finds its way to Cam Clark. He's going to dump to Parker. South Carolina State might have just finished this one with emphasis.
Boy, they broke the press easily that time.
Davis drives, finger roll finish, 28.8 to go, still down 10. A lot of work to do, not a lot of time to do it.
Yeah, good move there by South Carolina State. Not the foul, just let them get the easy basket. Let the clocks keep running.
Here's Morrow. He's a good free throw shooter. Tenebe not quite, and they'll get it to him. And if you're NC Central, this isn't a bad guy to foul, as he'll go to the line now, and he's not.
Yeah, he's, as you said, he's kind of inconsistent at the line.
64% for Florian Tenebe. He gets there a lot, but he hasn't done it today. He has not drawn a foul to get to the free throw line. He's got 4 of his own. This will be his first trip, right in line with his season average, about 21 or so minutes.
Had three or four against Coppin State up there when the Bulldogs won that close game.
SC State now in the double bonus. Both teams will shoot 2 the rest of the way for these last 27 seconds. Tenebe hits the first, cool, calm, and collected.
Yep.
11-point game. Olubi checks back out. Slack checks back in. 24.5 left on the clock.
The Eagles, they've never quit. They've been battling. There's no, I guess you call it 11-point plays. So it'd be a miracle if they could come back.
They need a 3, and then a turnover.
Yeah.
Another 3.
And a turnover.
And then a few more. And then maybe we can start talking comeback as Tenebe misses the second. Slack will get it and sprint into the front court. Here comes Jae SLACK. They're just going to try not to foul. That's rejected by Clark.
Wow, I'm surprised he went after that.
Jaden Johnson's going to be fouled in the backcourt, and South Carolina State,
it looked like that's my seal the deal.
In all likelihood, is going to win on Senior Day, Bill.
Yep. That is really wonderful.
And they've gone wire to wire in this one. They have been the better offensive team.
Yep. And, you know, they used it early. They pound the ball inside because, of course, the Eagles had a small lineup on the field, on the floor.
Johnson at the line, knocks down the first. Jaden Johnson has had a fantastic game tonight. He's got 19, and he'll go for 20 right here as he is shooting 60% from the field from 3, and now 80%.
And he has 6 assists on the night. Man, that is wonderful.
Johnson nearly traveled, gets it into the front court. Doesn't get the bounce. Tip drill rebound. It's bouncing around. Chris Parker's going to grab it. Jaden Johnson's going to get it into the front court.
And dribble it out.
And on senior day here in Orangeburg, South Carolina State gets a big win.
Indeed.
85-72 the final score for Eric Martin's Bulldogs. They will move to 7-18 on the year, 5-4 in MEAC play. They bounce back after a loss to Coppin State just 2 days ago. They're now 6-4 at home. And on the other side, NC Central will drop to 10-15, 6-4 in the conference. A golden opportunity for them to move up in the standings squandered. They're just 2-11 on the road.
Yep.
Final thoughts here from Orangeburg, Bill.
Well, a great performance by South Carolina State. I thought they showed lots of patience on offense, and they pounded the ball inside early to take advantage of their size.
You see the end-of-game stats right there. A well-earned victory for the Bulldogs as they dominated on the offensive side, and they hit 10